Hi Ashish, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm good too, thank you. Can you tell us something about yourself?
Sure, sir. Uh, First of all, thank you for this opportunity. My name is Ashish Mankande. I'm from Odisha. I have total 4.2 years of experience in IT industry. I have worked in in three projects. In these three projects, I have roles and responsibilities like identify the test scenario and writing the test cases, executing the test cases, and log the bug in Jira tool. And segregated test cases for like it is automatable or not, and involve in developing test script and maintaining test data, and involve in um, analyzing the test report and executing the test script, and involve in functional integration system, all those things, and also attending the Scrum call, sprint review call, and a sprint retrospect meeting, and giving the KT to juniors, and performing API testing using crowd operation, and analyzing the result. If any bug I found, I need to update in Jira too. Thank you.
Great. So you also mentioned that you are giving training to the beginners, people who have joined in the company. So
Yes.
yeah, so how do you train them? Do
Yes.
you give them manual testing training or do you give them automation testing training?
Uh, I have give them automation and like manual testing. Apart that, I have like help him to in the automation testing. Like
You Hmm.
first of all, I provide them the requirement, and what is the main uh, and if anything is critical, and then I'll help him or her.
Okay, okay. So you are giving them task. You are assigning tasks to them and you are reviewing whether they have completed their task properly or not.
So yes, yes.
Okay, okay, great.
And
Fine.
suppose
So,
many times many times if he or she didn't understood the like requirement, then I simply take the video call, or like I have arrange a meeting. Like in that meeting, I'll ask them like, do you understand that, like whatever the your roles and responsibility, did you have any doubt, or if you have any doubt or you have any doubt, then I'll clear that.
okay, okay, great. So this sounds good. Fine. Now, can you tell us something about the automation framework that you are having?
uh, my framework is like organized my framework is organized structure in a project, like reusable components, and excel file will trigger and execute without functional interaction. And I have worked in data driven framework. The component I have used in my framework are like Maven project and TestNG,
Hmm.
and third is pom.xml, the different XML file,
Hmm.
then pom class, and test data, and that component I have used. And in the Maven project, I have created the Maven and sorry, the internet. The Maven project using the using the Eclipse. And next is like add the dependency in the form class, and download the test ng and set up the test ng. And in the XML file, I have used for the cross-browser testing, batch execution, parallel execution for that purpose. And test data, the common data I have stored in test data, the common method like. And generic utility, like I have it's all the data which I have used in my framework, we
Hmm.
have stored in generic utility.
Okay,
That's all about my project.
okay. Now let's say you have to write or develop a test automation script in which you will be using data-driven approach, right? You will be taking the data from JSON file, right? So how will
Excellent.
you,
Yes. Yes.
yeah. Yeah, sorry. Should I repeat the question?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So let's say you have to develop a test automation script in which you will be taking the data from one of the JSON or JSON file, right? So
Okay.
yeah. So can you tell me what kind of code you will be writing on a very high level? If you can share your screen and you can showcase us, how will you develop an automation script in which you will be reading the data from the JSON file? You will have to parse JSON, right? So how will you do that? So you have to write a code to parse JSON in Selenium, right?
Screen is visible.
Yes, yes, it is visible.
Yeah. Suppose like I have created my framework like here. The page object module, I have added all those page like login page things.
Hmm.
I have added for that JSON file. I have to add the configuration. Here the configuration properties like all these. The for this configuration properly, I need to add here like config.read. That purpose it will read to the login page. Based on the login page, we will return the data.
Yeah. So can you write a sample code?
Mm.
Let's say you have a file, right?
Okay.
You have to read data from the JSON file.
JSON
Hmm.
file.
So as of now, we are assuming that you have added the Maven dependency of JSON simple in the pom.xml. And now you have to write a
Yes.
simple code. How will you read the data from the JSON file?
Okay. So, yeah. So here, like I have the added that config file, like properties of prop. I have created the variables
Okay.
method. Yeah. Then I have created like file src equal to new file.
Hmm.
Then I have added the like here. I have added that file location here.
Okay. Okay.
Then I have used the try and catch method, like file input stream, new file input stream, catch the src file.
Hmm.
And after that, I have added like created like pro dot equal to new properties. Then I'll load that FIS file
Hmm.
here. Then I'll catch and execute. In that way, I'll
Okay.
write.
So you have used try catch, and this is the file mechanism that you have shown.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. Now let me share my screen and show you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So is my screen visible? Is my screen visible now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Right. So now you can see, so whenever this question is asked you in a real-time interview, you can write this kind of program, right? So first of all, you will create a JSON parser instance, right? Which will help you to parse JSON into a tree structure. And this file input stream is the common object that you will create, right? So this is the
Oh,
JSON parser, sorry, object that we will create. File reader, file location you will pass. Hmm?
okay.
Then you will read JSON file object equal to JSON parser dot parse file reader, right? This is JSON array is used to parse JSON which starts with array brackets. So this is a kind of array that you will keep. Then you will print all the characters, all the data that is there in the JSON file one by one. So we are creating a for loop for that, right? And
Okay.
so whatever values you want to fetch, that you can fetch, right? After this, you will be creating a Selenium code where you
By
will be
creating
using,
that.
yeah, data provider. Yeah. So that's how you can read the data from JSON
Okay.
file.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Now, yeah. Let's say if I want to run the automation test in all the three browsers, Chrome, Firefox, and Edge browser simultaneously, parallel execution, is it possible or not?
Okay. Yeah.
It is possible.
Yes, it is possible.
Okay.
Uh,
So yeah. So
yes, yes, it is possible.
how can we achieve that? Can you write a sample code for parallel execution, parallel browser execution?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not selecting. It is not selecting. Mm,
What happened?
I'm not able to select that. Like,
So I'll give you a hint. You will have to change one of the setting in the testng.xml file.
yeah, XML file, I know that. I have the XML file here. Yeah, I have XML file. No, it's to the comments. Yes, yes. The class file, I'm not how to select that. I'm confusing. It is not selected.
No worries. So any other approach that is coming to your mind, you can try from that way. Do you want me to help you out, Ashish?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, let me share my screen. Yeah, is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Hmm? So in TestNG.xml, uh, by default, parallel mode will be none. Okay. So
Okay.
so you can select the value from the drop down. You have to run test in the parallel mode, right? Once that
Okay.
test you will write, and you can add this thread count, test thread count equal to 5, right? After this,
Yeah.
yeah, so here we are assuming that you already have test in the TestNG with
Okay.
priority based test cases like 1, 2, 3, right? You can do that,
Right.
and after you do those configuration changes, then this is how your XML file will be looking like. Okay, parallel methods. You can also keep methods parallel. Okay, thread count equal to
Yes, yes.
2. Huh? So
Yes,
now
sir.
when we keep thread count equal to 2, then all your tests, let's say we keep two browsers, Chrome and Firefox. So on one of the thread, Chrome browser will be used for execution, and in another thread, Firefox browser will be used for execution, right? So these are the
Yeah.
settings that you will have to do in the testng.xml.
Okay.
Hmm?
For another way is like I have know that like parallel method equal to parallel, parallel equal to method in the double quotes, and
Yes.
another is the browser is Chrome. The name of the browser is Chrome,
Hmm.
and name of the browser is Firefox, and whatever the thread I need to run, that process I know in the after converting to XML file.
Correct. Correct. Yes, that is also possible. Okay. Now, how will you do database connection in Selenium automation?
Database connection I
Hmm.
have not done.
Okay, no worries. So let this be an open question for the people who are watching this video. How can we
Okay.
achieve database connection in Selenium? Okay. Okay. Now, uh, which are the design patterns that you are aware in Java?
Mm, design pattern in Java. Design I didn't get it. Can you help me out? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Sure. So there are multiple design patterns, right? One is the singleton design pattern. Okay.
mm,
So yeah, so every design pattern has their own pros and cons, right? Now you have a challenge, you have a problem in which you want to create a class for which only a single instance or the object should be created. And that particular single object should be common, should be used by all the other classes. Then that is singleton design pattern. Okay. Now, based on the explanation that I gave you for singleton design pattern, what is the disadvantage of this pattern? Would you like to give a try?
mm, disadvantage. Uh,
Okay, so let me
no,
give
sir, I'm
you a
not
hint.
getting it.
Yeah, no worries. So let me give you a hint. We were discussing about parallel execution of browsers, right? What if I don't want to go for the TestNG approach, but still I want to achieve parallel execution? Do you think would that be achievable in singleton design pattern?
No, sir.
Yeah. So I'm just giving you a hint so you can think in that direction, right?
Mm, single, single. It will be like it is not a good approach
Hmm. Correct. It's not a good
in Java
approach.
approach.
There are
Multiple
limitations.
is
Uh,
yeah, limitation is not there,
hmm.
and multiple like you are talking about like a test engine.
Hmm.
If we are using like that, then multiple things we are going to execute uh, in the parallel patterns.
Right. So apart from singleton design pattern, there are other patterns also like factory pattern, abstract factory pattern, then prototype pattern, builder pattern. So these are all the design patterns, right?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, now what is reflection in Java? Have you heard about
Reflection
Java
in Java.
reflection? Yeah,
Uh, Reflection I have heard, but I didn't recall it at the moment. I
no
couldn't
worries.
recall.
No worries. See, Java reflection is nothing but it's a process of modifying the runtime behavior of a class at the runtime.
Yes, yes,
Right? So,
yes.
so Java.lang and Java.lang.reflect packages, they are providing classes for Java reflection, right? It's actually, you can also say reflection is an Java reflection API is there, right? Which will be mainly used in IDE. It can be used in debugger, test tools, etc. Right? So that is Java Reflection API. Okay. Can we have a method implementation in an interface?
Method implementation in an interface.
Mm,
Interface. Method- no, no, no. So
right.
it's method is final.
Fine. Yeah. See, the interface body can contain abstract methods, they can contain default methods, they can contain static methods, right? But
Yes,
an abstract method within an interface can is followed by a semicolon generally, but it doesn't has braces. So abstract method does not contain an implementation, right? So this kind of
yes.
interview questions can be asked to you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, now mm, okay, what are interfaces in Java?
Interfaces in Java.
Hmm.
Mm, Variable and method are allowed in interface, and block constructor are not allowed.
Hmm.
Uh, uh, like Variables are like public static final in nature,
Hmm.
and methods are like public or abstract in nature, and blocks are constructor are not allowed in interface.
Okay. So whenever this question is asked to you in an interview, first of all, how you have to start is what is an interface? So interface is nothing but it's an abstract type used to
Yes,
specify the
100.
behavior of the class, right? So now
Yes,
Java interface will contain two things. One is abstract methods and one is static constants, right?
yes.
Now you can explain them about easier relationship that can be achieved. You can explain them about abstraction, right? So, so those things you can explain via interface. Then you can also write the syntax of an interface, right? Then you can explain why do we use interface. So why do we use interface? It is used to achieve total abstraction. Since Java does not support multiple inheritance in case of class, by using an inherit interface, it can achieve multiple inheritance, right? Then any class can extend only one class, but
Okay.
can one class, but can these are all the advantages of interface that you can explain, right? So let's say you have one class
Yes.
which can extend one more class, right? But a class can implement infinite number of interface, right? Mainly it is used to achieve loose coupling, right? So that's how you can explain about interfaces. Okay. Okay, Ashish, I am done with the interview. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes, sir. Like,
Mhm.
I want to need what is the like feedback?
So I
How
think,
like I'm improving myself.
yeah, so your Selenium automation concepts are good. You are thorough with that. You just have to, what I should say, you should revisit your concepts in Java. Java is there. Then design patterns are there. We just came across one or two questions on them. What are the pros and cons of design patterns, right? Then parallel execution, those things you will have to revisit, right? Right? Yeah. Thank you so much, Ashish, and
Yes,
wish
sir.
you all
Like,
the best. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Please go ahead.
uh,
Hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, sir. I'm
Any
asking
field?
about like interface. Like interface is,
Uh,
yeah. Interface is 100% abstract in nature that you have mentioned. Like in interface is using the interface, loose coupling is happening. And like example, like in previously tight coupling, like one SIM uh, only works for the same mobile. In the previous, like in the help of loose coupling, like
mm,
in one mobile, different SIMs are allowed.
correct,
Uh,
correct. Hmm.
that is the main difference, right?
Yes, yes. So they can also ask you the difference between a class and interface. What is the difference between class and interfaces? In class, you can instantiate variables and you can create an object. But in interface, you cannot instantiate variables and create an object, right? Then interface
Yes.
can only be public. Class can be private, protected, and public. Class can contain concrete methods, right? Interface cannot contain any concrete. That when I say concrete means with implementation, right? Those kind of methods, right? So that's how you can explain them.
Okay.
So slowly and gradually, once you will revisit the concepts, you can revisit core concepts, and then you can answer these kind of questions.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ashish, and wish you all the best for your career.
Thanks.